when you come out with no socks on, black shoes.
That was wild. I was thinking, my mind of thinking was all about Gladiator and being tough. And I would never think, I look at it now, so look at that silly little kid. What does that silly kid think he's tough? I would think this guy thinks he's tough.
Well, you were tough, man. I know what you're saying. But you were. When you fought Marvis Frazier on, what is that, ABC Wide World of Sports?
Yeah, remember those days? ABC had fights?
I remember watching that fight going, holy shit. That was like being locked into a ring with a tornado.
That was wild days. I thought it was a tough kid.
That was your peak. That was when it was peak scary. You know, you were coming up and everybody was just terrified. It was just a wild thing to watch, man. To be a part of it, to be you.
Yeah, I wanted to make my mentor real happy, though. That was my main goal in fighting.
It's a powerful goal.
Yeah.
Did you ever try to go back and get hypnotized after all that's over to try to maybe calm down that part of your mind that they turned on?
I never did. I had the Toad, I think, helped me out.
The Toad?
Other stuff, none of that stuff would help me out.
Yeah. Did weed help you out at all?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I had to do it every day. I had to do it all the time.
Right.
I had to do it all the time then.
Yeah.
If I went to another country and I didn't have my weed, I'd be insane. I said, what?
Yeah.
No weed? I got to be here a couple of days, a week, a month? Get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, the rest of the world will catch up eventually. They'll catch up eventually. It's slowly happening. We were talking about it before the show started, that just a few years ago, if you smoked weed, you felt like you were a criminal. Like,
yeah, you had to hide it all the time, look around. Man, you looking around, who's that, a cop?
It's still like that in New York. I was in New York recently, and we had to hide weed.
That's crazy.
Still illegal there. I'm like, how is this New York City in
so
2019?
antiquated, right?
It's so stupid. It just doesn't make any sense. Especially when, like, we're both high right now.
Man, the kite.
It's fine. Everything's good. Having a nice conversation.
Beautiful, I agree. I totally agree.
How many fights did Jim Jacobs have in that library?
I don't know, thousands of them, man. I watched thousands. Guys fighting in 1890, I watched them all.
Wow. Who were standouts for you outside of the stand? Like, obviously, Jack Johnson.
Yeah, he was awesome, too. He was just amazing. He was ahead of his time fighting. There's also little guys like Tony Cantaneri, Henry D. Armstrong, Barney Ross, guys like that, Benny Leonard. These guys are just, they evolved boxing to the level where it can evolve to now. They were superstars in their time.
Who was that crazy middleweight who went up to fight Jack Johnson and dropped
Stanley Ketchel.
That's right.
He's a
that
badass.
Could punch.
Yeah, he's a badass. Then he got killed.
Yeah,
by a guy's crime. Yeah, because he stole this guy's girlfriend.
Yeah.
And he was a tough guy. Like, what are you gonna do about it? Beat the guy up. He disrespected the guy, and the guy came back and shot him.
Yeah.
Stanley Ketchel was a real wild and crazy guy.
Well, most of the greats were.
Yeah, he was wild.
That's
was fearless. Didn't fear anyone.
Well, when you talk about like your life and like the way you were living, if you go back to most of the greats, like Roberto Duran, he was a wild motherfucker
out of his
too.
mind. He was beautiful though. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
He just had rhythm with it.
Yeah, there's so many of the greats were just wild people. You know,
I think it's that fear that just brings that out of you.
Yeah, but then there was some greats that were just real disciplined, like strong. Like Marvin Hagler's my best example for that. When I was a kid growing up in Boston, Hagler was the middleweight champion of the world, and I used to see, they used to have video of him running. They played it on the news. He was running on there was the dunes, sand dunes in Cape Cod in the winter, freezing cold, with a hoodie on, running, screaming, war, war!
Crazy, right?
Oh, it was amazing. Marvin Hagler made you want to just get out of your house and go running in the snow. You know, he was so disciplined. That was the thing that I always got out of watching him. Wasn't that he was so wild. He was so mentally strong. He had an iron chin, and his discipline was impeccable. He was just constantly training, never out of shape, never got fat, always doing sit-ups and push-ups.
He was a ferocious animal, right? So his body?
Yeah. Oh, he was chiseled. He was a machine. That fight with Tommy Hearns,
oh, man,
that was one
beautiful.
Of the greatest middleweight encounters of all time. Chaos. I mean, it's skillful.
We didn't know what was going to. We thought they were going to stop the fight. I thought they were going to stop the fight. And I said Tommy Hearns was going to be the winner.
As skillful as they were, they decided to just smash, just get into the center and fucking fight. There was no, like, Tommy Hearns should have tried to use his jab, boxing the outside.
How you gonna keep? You're not going to keep Marvin Hagler off you.
You
can't keep him off you. If you don't try to take him out, it's almost crazy. You can't box him like that. You know, Sugar Ray Leonard did that, but they weren't at their prime then.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to see those two guys in their prime just go at it.
Yeah, Sugar Ray Leonard, especially when he fought Hagler, he fought Hagler smart. Stay the fuck away.
Yeah, exactly.
I heard the craziest rumor. Tell me if this is the craziest rumor. that Marvin Hagler like decided to bet on himself for that fight. Knew that he was going to lose, like they had it set up, and then retired and went to Italy. That's a ridiculous rumor, right?
Hey, I don't know what anybody did, but I never heard anything like that.
You never heard that one?
No.
But he's one of the most interesting end of careers ever.
I heard rumors that he didn't fight the fight that he should have fought, that he knew he should have fought.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The rumor was he went to Italy because the mob set everything up.
Something to that effect.
He went to Italy and became a giant movie star. But he's the only guy that I can think of in recent memory that literally went out on top. Had this unbelievably close fight with Sugar Ray Leonard, who a lot of people think he could have won that fight, very close decision, and then says, "That's it, see ya, I'm done." Everybody comes back.
It's hard not to come back, you know?
Yeah.
I guess at one time, that's your whole life. I was thinking, I'm surprised I never came back, because that was just my whole life. That was my whole identity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And,
but when you did retire, and when you retired in the ring, that was the most honest retirement speech I've ever heard a boxer give ever. He's just like, I don't have this in me anymore.
No, he just wasn't there anymore. That was pretty bizarre for myself, even, you know, because this is what I based my life on doing. When I first started doing it, I said, I'm going to dedicate my life to this stuff. And just to see that it's not even, it's no longer going to happen was pretty weird.
When did you know that you didn't want to do it anymore?
I've known years before that, but I was still being very successful.
Yeah. Like when? Like what year? Like, do you remember around when you started thinking it?
I don't remember.